Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification game, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, I haven't heard one person talk about this subject, so y'all appointed me to bring boxing justice. I want to give you my thoughts. Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, founder, former fighter, on his verified Twitter account, he tweeted something very interesting to me, and I want to give my thoughts. Now, it has this, you see the screenshot, it has this question mark. I don't know what that is with iPhone, iOS, but I keep seeing it. If you put an A or if you type certain letters, it'll show up a question mark. So if anyone has a solution how to get rid of that dumbass question mark on iPhones, please let me know. So I'm assuming he says, I promoted Deontay Wilder's first 33 fights and made him a champion. If I was his promoter, he would be a star, and Anthony Joshua would be begging for the fight and not the other way around. Hashtag heavyweights, hashtag super fights. So to me, I want you guys to put in the comment section what you feel about this tweet. Me personally, I totally disagree, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. There's a few reasons why I disagree. First of all, this kind of makes it look bad because it shows that Oscar De La Hoya is kind of clinging on to some fighters he used to have because he's still talking about them. Like people who he used to promote. Like I seen at one point before Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Matas actually fought, he was saying, oh, he could have made that fight big, but they're no longer with you. They're with Al Heyman, Premier Boxing Champs, etc. He had a lot to say about Mayweather McGregor. Another person, Mayweather, he used to promote Mayweather or promote his shows, I guess you could say, like Mayweather, Canelo and stuff. He's still talking about, you know what I mean? He was talking all the way up until the fight, how it was a bad fight. And he's talked on air about how he wanted and wished one fighter that got away, he wished he signed Errol Spence Jr. because he is the truth, like his nickname. And then now he's talking about if he still had Deontay Wilder, his career would be here, and Joshua would be banging him. Now, begging him for, I don't know what I just said, but begging him for a shot. Wow. Begging him for the opportunity, not the other way around. Now, I disagree. One thing, the UK, Eddie Hearn, Oscar, everybody's talking about the UK. It's a totally different area. I used to live there, right? It's a totally different culture. The weather is different. It's like extremely cold, different climate, different people, different culture. Like little simple things we take for granted. Not everyone in England drives cars. Some people take bikes and public transportation. It's not as much pollution. Like it's just different. It's smaller and maybe more tight knit, especially when it comes to like things like boxing, because they have less sports they're competing with, etc. It's different. And I think they've done a great job marketing Anthony Joshua. So he still, no matter who's promoting Wilder, Joshua still could possibly be the A side, and there's a very strong chance that he would, because part of what's making him the A side is the demographic in the UK selling 70 to 90,000 seats, which is almost unheard of in America. Even Floyd Mayweather, and now I'm not talking about Live Gate and there's some different particulars, but most of our venues aren't even necessarily that big and stadiums. And the ones, there are some places like I think Cincinnati has a huge 100,000 seat venue, you know what I mean, AT&T Stadium in Texas. So there's areas with that, but most fighters aren't selling those out. You know what I mean? Canelo fought Liam Smith and sold 51,000. Joshua fought a late replacement in Carlos Takam and 70,000+ people were there. So Joshua could still possibly even be the A side no matter who's promoting Wilder. But beyond that, as far as Golden Boy, and this might be a sign of where Golden Boy is at, and like I think they should focus on their fighters, and they're running out of star power. I think Canelo clearly is the flagship, clearly the biggest star they have. David Lemieux, he can help his brand and Golden Boy if he wins the title versus Billy Joe Saunders. We'll see what he does in December. But there's other good fighters like Ryan Garcia, Marlon Esparza, but they're still early in the developmental stages of their career. Even Joseph Jojo Diaz, Diego De La Hoya, none of them have real, whether they're champions or just starting their career or whatever, none of them have been branded to be stars like Broner, Danny Garcia, and Wilder and stuff. You know what I mean? None of them have had that type of like $1 million paydays and stuff like that. Wilder, all these dudes I just mentioned, Mir Khan, Wilder, Abner Matas, Leo Santa Cruz, Broner, Danny Garcia, all them dudes have received multiple $1 million paydays and stuff like that. So I'm not saying Golden Boy has nobody, but at the end of the day, there's work cut out because they don't have ready-made stars like you see even with Top Rank. Top Rank has some people like Lomachenko. They've done a good job marketing him, and if he beats Rigondeaux, then his star power will grow, right? They also have like up-and-comers too, like the Shakur Stevensons and different. They still got Pacquiao, different things like that. But more importantly, my question to you is this, and I'm just being honest here. What could Golden Boy or Oscar De La Hoya, what would they be offering? Because at the end of the day, when all these fighters Oscar is talking about, he could have made their career, a lot of people, including Floyd Mayweather, attributed working with Golden Boy and the success of Golden Boy to Richard Schaefer. They were saying Richard Schaefer was the one handling stuff. And you could make a strong point because De La Hoya had his own personal demons outside of the ring. And his biggest fighter's biggest fight versus Floyd Mayweather, he was not in attendance. That's Canelo Alvarez. I was born ready, right? He was not in attendance. This is a fact. He was not in attendance because he had just checked into a rehab like the week of the fight. So what would he have really done with Wilder's career to make him bigger than Joshua per se, right? Especially since Richard Schaefer is no longer with the company, and between Eric Gomez and Diaz and them, now they got to figure it out their own way between them. So, I mean, I really don't see what he would have done for Wilder's career. And my other question is this, and I'm being very candid and honest like I always am. Name one black fighter that is signed to Golden Boy, African-American fighter that is signed to Golden Boy right now that is getting a ton of praise and or top fights, top billing, and exposure. I can't think of one. I can't think, you know what I mean? Like David Lemieux, he's just headlining. He's been on, you know what I mean, big cards. Canelo's obviously a big star. But name an African-American fighter that Golden Boy has that is just getting like the red carpet treatment. You know what I mean? Even like Top Rank's doing with Terrence Crawford. I mean, Terrence Crawford's headlining events and stuff like that. He just became undisputed. So name someone who's even as popular as the Terrence Crawford. And in my opinion, I think there are other people, like PBC has other people like maybe a Broner. I'm not talking about skill. I'm talking about exposure. Broner is a bigger star than Terrence Crawford, I would say. Not saying he's more skilled, but he makes more money and he's more well known, I guess you could say, than a Terrence Crawford. So who does Golden Boy have that's even like, that's a black fighter, that's even a Terrence Crawford level star? So I don't know why Oscar even tweeted this, because one, you don't have Wilder anymore, and then two, I just haven't seen that from Golden Boy. I haven't seen them take an African-American fighter and really make that same level of push. You know what I mean? They just put Rosado versus Glenn Tapia as a main event. You know what I mean? And then they had, what was that? I forgot his name. He just fought on the undercard of that, but he wasn't the main event. He's a black fighter, and he fought the guy that Errol Spence knocked out, the Barrera dude, on the same card. But I haven't seen that push from Golden Boy to take an African-American fighter and really put some dollars behind them to make sure they're getting blown up. So I disagree with this. And you also have to look at, there's different aspects, like those NIGGER emails, right, that were linked to Golden Boy through a company, Ring Magazine, an affiliate or whoever it was, an affiliate of a company they own, that leaked. Those inward emails have never even been addressed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand the whole aim of De La Hoya tweeting this on his verified account, nor do I agree with it. I just don't understand what he would have done, because, and if that's the case, what, like I said, what black fighter do they have that they've turned into a superstar, or they put a lot of money behind to give them the same exposure and stuff as Canelo, or even the David Lemieux? Like David Lemieux, he got the Curtis Stevens fight. They put him on the Julio Cesar Chavez Canelo. They put him as like the co-main event. Now he's in a title fight at home, making the champion come to him. Things like that. Who have they done that to? So I think Wilder, I mean, it's his career, and obviously he made his choice to stay on the Al Heyman side with Shelly Finkel and stuff like that. And aside from that, aside from my opinion on this thing, it's just the UK is a different market. So Joshua would have been a star regardless. So I really don't see how De La Hoya and Golden Boy would have presented Wilder in some kind of different package, to the point where it's just like, to me, it seems like another pointless jab at his former, someone he used to formerly work with. But you got to analyze as a boxing fans. It doesn't make sense. And the funny thing is, he says, I worked with Wilder his first 33 fights, and that's what people clown him for. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn just did an interview talking about, oh, we were fighting Klitschko in our 19th fight, and Wilder was fighting in Cancun as a co-main event. You know what I mean? And people talk about, he's talking about how he made him a champion. I mean, first of all, Wilder, you didn't fight Bermane Stiverne for Wilder, so you didn't really make him a champion per se. And then two, like I said, people clown Wilder's resume, and you're taking credit for the early part of his career, the first 33 fights. And that's what people call him, bum squad and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm not really understanding it. Maybe you guys could break it down. That's my honest thoughts. Drop your thoughts. Would it have made a difference if the Bronze Bomber Deontay Wilder stayed with Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy? Do you think he's better where he's at? Drop all that in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.